Welcome to the Athletes in Motion podcast, from race to recovery, with your hosts, Tom Riegel and Kenny Bailey.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Kenny, how are you?
I am doing fantastic. We want to thank Elizabeth for returning into our Try Journey series.
Welcome back.
We're excited to talk to you about the update on what's been going on. I know there's some new things happening. Little birdie told me some stuff. But before we get started and before we get down the road, we want to make sure everyone hits that like and subscribe button. It's really important for our algorithm, really important to make sure that we continue to be able to provide you these shows. So somewhere Tom's going to put somewhere down here.
It'll be
a like and subscribe button.
Anyway.
So make sure you hit that. So Elizabeth, welcome back. How you feeling?
Great.
You look great, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I understand you have a new horse in the stable.
I do. I got myself a new bike, and
new bikes. Yay. We love new bikes.
Like, I probably should have known all the details, like what brand it is or any of that kind of stuff. But I got a new bike, and it has
that's good.
It has disc brakes, so
nice.
That's something different for me.
Is it a tri bike or is it a road bike?
It's a road bike. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not going tri-bike. That's too complicated for me.
Hey, no need what you know, right?
Yeah. I'm like, no need for that. Yeah. But it's faster, which is cool.
Nice.
And it's actually being worked on right now because it was making some weird noises.
Yeah, they do.
It's getting taken care of.
New bikes do that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because I contacted Rich, who's the person that I deal with my bike, and I'm all, my bike's making some noises. I don't know if that's normal because I've never had this nice new bike before. And he's like, no, it shouldn't be making noises.
Yeah,
so,
that's funny.
But it's really it's amazing how fast it is, and I think it's a good thing. It's a good investment. So
good. Because I understand, and Tim's a friend of mine, so that's why I know what's going on. So I understand also you did much faster on the time trial. So Tim hosts these time trials, and he said I think 4 minutes faster.
Yeah.
Which is for that short distance is pretty significant.
Yes.
Yeah. So it should help me, as long as we don't have 5,000-mile-an-hour winds, get through California.
Yeah.
So, but it's made a significant difference. I actually did a sprint distance, I guess it was when was that? In August, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
It was one of the last ones that TBF put on, and it's over in Folsom Lake. And I've done that route before, and the bike was crazy how fast it was going for me.
That's fantastic.
And going uphill was not a fight, and I was afraid going downhill because I was like, brake.
But you have disc brakes, so now you're good.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people like to say, it's not the equipment that makes a difference. It's, the training and everything else. But actually, the equipment does make a difference at some point in your life.
There is a level.
Like you said. Yeah. I mean, I think your bike was fairly old. I mean, it's not like you bought one 3 years ago, right?
No, it was 15 years old. So
from that technology alone, you're going to just get better power transfer. It's going to be lighter. It's going to be better. Which is great, because I know the worry for you was the bike. Are you feeling? So how are you feeling on the training program? Like, where are you at as far as your program, and how are you feeling towards California right now?
Mathematically, California is a long shot that I'm going to finish, but I feel great, and I feel like I'm going to do it. So as long as, in my heart, in my brain, I'm going to see that finish line. But I do the math a lot and go, oh, that's not looking so good. But, you never know what's going to happen that day either. So I could end up something great happening. I mean, mathematically, I think swimming, bike should get done. Then it's just powering through the run walk.
Well, it's gonna be a walk, right? Because of your knee. Right.
Yeah, exactly. Which drives me insane, because I'm just like, I want to go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Well, the good news is it's a flat walk course, right?
Yes.
So it's not as if you're having to, huff up hills, right? It's just a matter of like set a pace. Because I walked a majority of that damn race too last year. So it's set a pace, head down and grab some chicken broth and Coke every once in a while and hope for the best.
Yeah, and the great thing is that with it being a flat course, is the hills are what really sends my knee through the roof. So I know I shouldn't have as much pain on the flat course as I would if it was a hilly course. So that part's great too.
Good.
Have they announced the run course? Is that set yet?
Yes, finally. It was like I kept checking my email, checking Facebook, but yeah, they did. And it's going to be a loop course, but I think it's going to be really good. It's got a lot of U-turns, but they're sticking on, I know not everybody knows, the course or anything, but they're sticking on the west side of the river for a big portion of it, and then coming over onto the east side where you'll go up into Discovery Park, but not as far into Discovery Park, and then loop back around, and then a bunch of weird stuff to get over to the Capitol. But I think it's going to be a good course. I'm still trying to figure out exactly where those U-turns are, so I'm going to go out there and see if I can figure it out. But, well,
and like you said, no matter what in that area, because you're in a valley, it's going to be a flat course. I think it was a matter of logistics to try to get, because I think they had a challenge last year with, it was on a trail. And once the runners are on there, you can't exactly get additional supplies because the trail's closed down. So whatever you brought as far as the aid stations is what you have. And if you run out, you run out. If you don't, good stuff too. So hopefully they'll help with that. So
and I think with it being shorter into Discovery Park, as far as it goes up, it's not that far into Discovery Park this time. And they're not going as far down into Miller Park as they did last time. So
good.
I think they really listened, and they've made a lot of improvements. I mean, I didn't actually do the course, but I knew what the course was. So, from living here, I'm like, I think they did a good job, but we'll find out for sure.
Yeah. I mean,
on race day,
And so far, so your swim, like you had no issue with the swim. That's always been just a cool thing, right?
Yeah.
I know the bike for you was, getting the new bike. So the fact that you're going faster and you're be able to do that, I think it sounds like there's a lot more confidence that, mile 99 is going to come and go, and you're going to be okay with that. Like you're going to be trucking on into 112. So we're rooting for that. So now the math, like you said, now it's just a matter of, just heads down and start walking and hoping that midnight doesn't come up to you. That's kind of
yeah, exactly. I mean, in my
math be damned. That's what I say. Well, screw all those math people.
And mathematically, I'm like, okay, I'm shooting for that midnight. I know that they went till I think 1 last year because of the late start of some people, but in my head, my math is you got to be there before midnight.
Yeah.
And so, and with the swim course, I know the course now. I know to start sooner than I did last year, so that'll give me time there. And then with the transition being closer, that should be
help. That should definitely help.
Add some pads. And I am faster at my swim this year, so
great.
That should help
helps.
Also, even though it's downriver, and we're going to do a practice swim on Saturday, and Tim's got a boat, and we're going to start at the top and swim down, and so I'll have a good sense of what the water's like after that.
Nice.
And I hear it's got a blender on the boat, so I understand that's kind of nice. So you'll be sipping margaritas while you guys are like swim
and yelling at you for the bullhorn.
Exactly. There you go.
Yeah.
So
no, he left the margarita part off. He didn't tell me about that.
Oops.
That's a surprise.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry about that.
My bad.
So how many weeks out
as you're getting closer
at this point?
Yeah, how many weeks are we at now?
What are we looking at?
I don't know anymore.
It's October 22nd, so I think we're about 5 weeks.
We stopped paying attention.
It would be 4 weeks. Yeah. When we're recording this, it's 4 weeks out. Just under 4 weeks technically.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like,
did you want to stop for a second and breathe? It's just like 4 weeks.
I'm like,
you can't count on one hand.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
You're
I
welcome.
stopped looking at that. Okay.
That's fine.
See, in my head, I'm like, I know on, I think it's Friday, it's exactly a month from the date. So that's,
Okay.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
That's what I'm looking at. So,
Okay. So it's,
so when it comes to equipment, like, because you're a few weeks out, so it sounds like you got the wetsuit all down. Have you picked out your kit? For those that, it's a kit, it's not an outfit.
I'll be wearing my same outfit I wore last year.
Nice.
There you go.
I've had the same, I always wear Zoot, so plug Zoot, but I always wear their stuff because it fits me, it's comfortable, and I've had the same tri-suit for quite a while now. I mean, I wear, two pieces because that's more comfortable.
Sure.
Well, in my brain, it's more comfortable because what if you have to go potty?
It's
no,
I
get
that.
it. No, that's 100% a problem.
It's a legitimate concern.
Yeah, I don't know how those people do that with the whole thing. Oh no,
it's not pretty.
I don't think we want to.
It's not pretty.
Yeah.
So you feel like the transition, like you have the T1 and the T2 sort of set up. You feel comfortable with that? Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair. And for me, transitions, because of doing so many sprints in the past in Olympics, transition is just part of the whole game, I guess. Yeah. And I really know this year not to have a party in transition 1 and talk to people and waste time there.
Yeah.
So
it's tough, right? Because you're out of the water, you're excited, right?
I know. And you run into people in the tent, and everybody starts talking, and it's like, it's cold, and you're like, oh, I'll just talk to them for a while. That's not happening this year. Not. I'm going to be like, it's good to see you. Bye. So
don't even acknowledge them. Just snarl at them and put your stuff and go.
We'll see at the finish line. So it sounds like there's a lot more focus for this year, right? It sounds like, it was sort of craziness last year, and this year it feels like you've been there, done that. So now it's okay, focus on the transition, focus on getting on the bike, focus. How's your nutrition feeling? Do you feel good about that? Do you have a plan for that? Or is it just no? Okay, good. You got 4 weeks to figure it out.
Yeah.
So what area is causing the issue?
Still working on that.
Is it?
Being smart, I guess, would be it. I mean, I know what I like and what works for me. It's just putting that into my body and making sure that I'm staying. We talked about last time the hydration thing, and do
you feel like you made strides on that?
Yes, I am hydrating better. I just don't like really eating, and I mean, I love eating, personally eating, but when it comes to the whole exercising
during the ride,
before and all that, I'm like, I just don't feel like it. So that's gonna be the struggle, because I know if I get too hungry or don't have enough stuff in my body, that's when you end up in trouble. So, and I think with me being in better shape this year and going faster, I need to make sure I'm fueling, where last year I'm going slower and I wasn't as in good a shape. So fueling was just, it didn't really, I don't want to say it didn't matter, but it didn't seem as important because my body just was like, okay, let's just go do this. Yeah. Where this year maybe I have more muscle. I don't know. So
you look, by the way, you look better since our last time we talked to you. You look leaner. You look like you look like you're starting to get into that race mode. Like you look different in a good way.
Thank you. Yeah.
I mean, you can tell that you're kind of, you've leaned out, you're ready to go. It looks like you're kind of leaning into this. So
you're at that point in the training where that takes all.
So it's paying off. So
it's kind of weird because training wise, I've been doing what I'm supposed to be doing sometimes, we all know that, but I am starting to see my body is starting to change more. And I was like, what happened all of a sudden, so it's actually kind of cool. So, but
good. So, I mean, so it sounds like the fuel is going to be sort of the thing to try to keep it on. And again, last year, for those that, I know we keep talking about it, but for last year, because the wind was so heavy, it made for a different situation, because you can't just normally sort of pull up and drink and do what your plan was going to be, because you were too busy just trying to survive.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so it became a more difficult equation. So knock on wood, we'll get a better sort of weather outcome. I think it would be better if it actually rained than it would be wind. If you ask me the difference, like if you say, hey, do you want rain or wind? I'd be like, I'll take rain all day, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. And the tough part with that wind last year was, I mean, I know a lot of people have their hydration right there with the straw, and I don't have that. I have the bottles, and when you're wanting to reach down for a bottle, but you're afraid because the wind's blowing, it's like, I don't know what to do right now. So
yeah, because I'll pull up. I pulled up to eat, and I would normally just eat while I'm riding, and it made for a challenging, when you got a headwind plus a crosswind, and you've got people to kind of, you just sort of try to find a spot that's not as nasty and hope you can get the fuel when you can. So your plan sort of gets upended. So again, knock on wood, your plan will be, you're able to execute on what you think, and then when you get to the run, the good news is aid station every mile or so you're able to throw food in and be able to do that.
And I'm excited about that part. I mean,
good.
Because it's, one, I haven't been there, and two, I've been given so much advice on how it all works. And then, just watching like the Ironman last year, the one in Hawaii, watching the woman who won, who it was like she'd run and she'd walk
Chelsea,
through every
station.
And I was just I was like,
it's insane.
That's brilliant, So and I
think it was Jan Frodeno
walk through the aid stations.
Jan Frodeno was the one who made a bathroom break in the middle of winning the race in Hawaii. I think it was Jan. It was one of them that went down there, actually had a bathroom emergency, jumps into a porta potty, came back out, was still in the lead, and then took off and won the race. So it's,
it's amazing, but
you can do it.
And I know Kenny talked about walking through, the fuel areas too, which is, I mean, it's really smart. I mean, obviously I'll be walking anyway, but I'll be
slow it down a little bit.
Walking, slow down a little bit for that part, and then hit it again,
Go back to your thing.
Which, I think in this sport, which I'm kind of finding, is when you slow up a little bit, take it easy for a minute, and then you can hit hard again, you can actually go faster by doing that little, play with it. Right. Instead of, 100% the whole time, or, hey, here I am, so.
Yep.
Yeah, there's two schools of thought, right? You go 100% and then you crash and then you drag yourself for the last, the last bit of it, or you kind of pace yourself smartly and try to do a negative split. Unfortunately, I'm the former, not the latter. I will go to the end, and then it'll be 19 really cool miles, and then the last 7 will be garbage, right? Hopefully I'll have, which is the worst thing to do, by the way. Absolutely the worst thing to do. Don't recommend it. So,
you should really learn from history.
I know, at this point. Great. So 4 weeks left. How excited? So what's left on the agenda? Just sort of finish up the long stuff and then taper?
Yeah, I think so. So this week's awesome. That's probably why I'm in a good mood, but it's
she obviously didn't train today because she's in a good mood and she's got energy.
She's like, hey, can I go to
bed? I swam 1,000 yards today.
Nice.
Good. No, it was good.
But this is my week where he has me doing like the time trial stuff. So like yesterday I rode 30 minutes hard, and that was it, and today it was 1,000 yards, and that was it. And tomorrow will be run for 30 minutes, I think, so it's like, it's a good week. And then this weekend we hit hard again on Saturday.
I was gonna say next week's going to suck.
But you get a taper after that, right?
And then you get to taper. So one last hard week.
So it's all good. And I mean, Saturday is good, kind of a race rehearsal thing with the long swim, and then out on the bike for 4 hours, and then a 2-hour run, and I'll be all down on the course at that point. So that's going to be nice to practice on the course also. So
and you have such an advantage on that. I mean, 90% of the people showing up aren't going to have that advantage, and that's fantastic. So enjoy that. So
I really do appreciate it. And I mean, that's part of the reason that I decided that I would try Ironman, because it was in my backyard, and I don't have to worry about taking my bike out to another state, or, all the logistic things that you have to deal with for all those people who are coming to California, which Yay for them.
Thank you for your tourist dollars.
Yeah. That's why Kenny's going to do Chattanooga next year, because it's right in our backyard. So.
Oh yeah, your backyard.
I don't like Chattanooga. I'm sorry, did I say that out loud? It's not my preference. They just announced, by the way, half Ironman Louisville, Kentucky today.
Oh,
so
the full is going away, and the 70.3 is coming to
70.3. Yeah, it's only 3 hours drive from here. So
see,
Tom, we'll talk later.
That's nice.
There you go.
So Elizabeth, we're excited for you. Like I said, you look great. It looks like you're getting ready. You're ready to go. We want to do one more conversation with you right before race day to watch you just absolutely implode and on nerves, because that makes for good television. I'm kidding. So we're excited for you. I think drama. The big theme is math be damned. We don't care about math. We are going to go more for the soft sciences on psychology and sociology.
Sounds
and
good.
We won't look at the hard sciences, because nobody likes those people. They're very dry. So.
I'll try to stop doing math in my head
while
I'm on my bike.
Exactly. No more math.
Does that add up? Does that?
Just heads down and pedal. That's all you need to do.
Just keep pedaling. Just keep going forward. Constant forward progress. So you'll get there. Good. Well, cool. So we'll catch up with you in a couple of weeks. Enjoy the training, and everybody, thanks for all your feedback and comments and following along. We really appreciate it. Keep the thumbs up, 5 stars, all that good stuff. And don't forget to subscribe. We'll tell you that again. Subscribe. Check that box. And we look forward to it. Best of luck, Elizabeth. We will talk again soon. All right. And for everyone, we'll catch you on the next one.